Hi students, this is A. Mandarik Marajas. In this video, we are going to discuss a topic called economic importance of bacteria. Let us talk about the beneficial activities of bacteria. Here I have written the bacteria which are involved in the soil fertility. So the first process called ammonification, and the bacteria which are involved in the ammonification process is called as Bacillus ramosus, and that bacteria converts complex protein in the dead bodies of plants and animals into ammonia, which is later converted into ammonium salts. So the bacteria converts the dead body proteins into ammonia and ammonium salt, and it is very important for the ammonia to be converted into nitrite and nitrate, because otherwise the ammonia are poisonous to plants. That is why it has to converted into nitrite and nitrate, and that process is called as nitrification, and the bacteria which are involved in the nitrification process is called as Nitrobacter and Nitrosomonas. So the bacteria Nitrosomonas converts that ammonium salts into nitrites. The Nitrosomonas bacteria converts the ammonium salts into nitrates. Then the Nitrobacter converts the nitrates into nitrates. The Nitrobacter bacteria converts nitrates into the nitrates. Then the next process called nitrogen fixation. So the atmospheric nitrogen has to fix in the soil. So the bacteria which are involved in the atmospheric nitrogen fixations or Acetobacter, Clostridium and Rhizobium. So these bacteria are involved in the fixation of atmospheric nitrogen. So converting atmospheric nitrogen into organic nitrogen. Then the nitrogenous compounds are also oxidized to nitrogen. All these activities of bacteria increase the soil fertility. So that's all about the bacteria which are involved in the soil fertility. Let me tell about the bacteria which are involved in the production of antibiotics. So the first antibiotic name is streptomycin, and that antibiotic is extracted from the bacteria Streptomyces gyrisus, and it can cure urinary tract infection. Then it can cure tuberculosis. Tuberculosis means it related to the respiratory system. So it can cure tuberculosis. Then meningitis. Meningitis means the inflammation of brain and inflammation of the spinal cord. So it can cure meningitis. And pneumonia. Pneumonia means the inflammation of air sacs, that means alveolar. Then the lungs fill with fluid. So these kind of diseases are cured by the antibiotic streptomycin, which are extracted from that antibiotic extracted from the Streptomyces gyrisus. Actually, that antibiotic binds to 30S ribosomal subunit. 30S ribosomal subunit of that microorganism, and it stops the initiation and the translation process. The translation process means it stops the protein synthesis of that bacteria. If that bacteria produces that protein, it may cause the disease. So this antibiotic binds to the 30S ribosomal subunit and it stops that protein synthesis, so the bacteria are not able to cause disease. So this is how this antibiotic cures that type of diseases, Then aromycin. The next antibiotic name is aromycin, and that aromycin is extracted from the bacteria Streptomyces aerofaciens, and it used as medicine to treat whooping cough. So it is it is a respiratory problem. In Tamil it is called as kakkuva nirmal. Then eye infection. That aromycin can treat eye infections. Then chloromycetin. The next antibiotic name is chloromycetin, and it is extracted from the bacteria Streptomyces venezuelae. Streptomyces venezuelae. It cures typhoid fever. It cures typhoid fever. That means the red spots arises on the chest and abdomen, and it causes severe irritation in intestine. It can cause intestine irritation, and it can erupts the red spots on the chest and abdomen. That condition is called as typhoid fever. Then bacitracin. The next antibiotic name is bacitracin, and it is extracted from the bacteria Bacillus licheniformis. Bacillus licheniformis. It is used to treat syphilis. It is used to treat syphilis. Syphilis is a disease which is transmitted sexually. It is a sexually transmitted disease, and it's started by the formation of painless sores. It starts by the formation of painless sores. Then the next antibiotic name is polymyxin. That antibiotics extracted from the bacteria Bacillus polymyxa, and it can cure some bacterial diseases. So this antibiotic can bind to the 30S ribosomal subunit of the bacteria, and it stop the protein synthesis. That is why the bacteria are not able to cause diseases. Then I am going to tell about another beneficial activity of the bacteria. Then I am going to tell about the bacteria which are used in industries to make the commercial products. So the first commercial product, lactic acid. So the lactic acids are produced by the bacteria called Streptococcus lactis, Lactobacillus bulgaricus. So these bacteria act upon milk, and it converts the milk sugar lactose into lactic acid. Then the second commercial product, butter. So the bacteria Streptococcus lactis, then Leuconostoc citrovorum act upon the milk, and it converts that milk into butter. Then cheese. The bacteria Lactobacillus acidophobus and Lactobacillus lactis act upon the milk, and it converts that milk into cheese. Then the fourth commercial product, curd. So the bacteria Lactobacillus lactis act upon the milk, and it converts that milk into curd. Then the fifth product, yogurt. The difference between yogurt and curd is yogurt contains more amount of protein when compared to curd. Yogurt contains more amount of proteins when compared to curd. So yogurt is produced by the bacteria Lactobacillus bulgaricus. So this Lactobacillus bulgaricus act upon milk, and it converts the milk into yogurt. Then the sixth product, vinegar or acetic acid. The bacteria Acetobacter aceti act upon ethyl alcohol obtained from molasses. Molasses means sugar syrup. So act upon ethyl alcohol obtained from molasses by fermentation process to produce vinegar. Then still we have some more commercial products. I am going to tell about that commercial products. Then other industrial uses of bacteria. Bacteria are employed in the production of alcohol and acetone, butyl alcohol and methyl alcohol. So the bacteria Clostridium acetobutylicum employed in the production of alcohol and acetone. So that bacteria act upon the substrate molasses, and it produces alcohol and acetone by the process fermentation. Actually this bacteria is an anaerobic bacteria. They do not require the oxygen. Then recting of fibers. So the bacteria Clostridium teritium act upon the plant to separate the cellular structure, pectins, cellulose from that plant. So this Clostridium teritium act upon the plant and it separates the cellular structures pectin. So the fibers from the fiber yielding plants are separated by the action of Clostridium, is called as threading of fibers. Then vitamins. So the bacteria E. coli which are present in our large intestine, it can produce large quantities of vitamin K which are needed for blood clotting. So E. coli can produce vitamin K in large quantities which are needed for the blood clotting. Then it can produce vitamin B complex. Vitamin B complex is very important for a proper health, proper cell growth, proper nerve function, proper brain function, then proper growth of red blood cells, then proper healthy appetite, so etc. So vitamin B complex are also produced by E. coli. Then the Clostridium acetobutylicum can act upon the sugar solution and it can prepare vitamin B2 by the process fermentation. Then curing of tea and tobacco. So the bacteria act upon that tea and tobacco, that is Mycococcus candescens, then Bacillus megatherium, act upon the tobacco plant and tea plant in order to remove the bitterness and harshness, and it can add flavor and aroma to the tea and tobacco. So actually it is a secondary fermentation process in order to remove the harshness and bitterness from the tea and tobacco, and that process added flavor and aroma, and that process is called as curing of tea and tobacco. So that's all about the beneficial activities of bacteria. Then I'm going to tell about the harmful activities of bacteria in a minute. Here I have written some of the plant diseases which are caused by bacteria. So the first column shows the name of the host, the second column shows the name of the disease, the third column shows name of the pathogen. So the first host name is rice and the disease name is bacterial blight. So bacterial blight of rice. Actually blight means the removal of chlorophyll from the leaf, twig and the floral organs, and the bacteria can cause brown patches. Finally it leads to death of plant tissue, and that condition is called as bacterial blight, and that disease is caused by the bacteria Xanthomonas foriaceae. Then the fire blight of apple. The same condition, removal of chlorophyll takes place and it causes brown patches, then finally leads to the death of plant tissues, and that condition is called as fire blight of apple. The pathogen name is Erwinia amyloora. Then the third one, soft rot of carrot. That means in this disease the bacteria can produce some enzymes which can digest the cell wall. So due to the digestion of cell wall, the structure of the carrot changes. That means the bacteria destroys the texture of that carrot, and that condition is called as soft rot of carrot, and the pathogen name is Erwinia keratoora. Then the fourth one, citrus. So citrus canker. The disease name is citrus canker. So the bacteria Xanthomonas citri causes lessins. That means spots on the fruit, brown color patches on the fruit and brown color patches on leaves. So it make the fruit unworthy. Then cotton plant. The disease name is angular leaf spot. That means the Xanthomonas malvaceum causes lessins on the leaf. The lessins are angular in structure, that is why they are called as angular leaf spot. Then potato ring rot. That means ring rot of potato. So the bacteria act upon the potato and it destroys the structure of potato, destroys the texture of potato. So Calvibacter michiganensis subspecies Cepidodenicus. The pathogen name is Calvibacter michiganensis subspecies Cepidodenicus, causes the disease ring rot of potato. Then finally, scab of potato. Scab of potato, that means it causes lessings and it causes pithy patches, browny pithy patches on the potato, and the bacteria name is Streptomyces scabis. Streptomyces scabis. So that's all about the plant disease which are caused by the bacteria. Then I'm going to tell about the animal disease which are caused by bacteria. Let us talk about the animal diseases which are caused by bacteria. So the first column contains name of the animal, the second column contains name of the disease, then the third column contains name of the pathogen. So the name of the animal is sheep, name of the disease is anthrax, and name of the pathogen is Bacillus anthracis. So anthrax means the bacteria which affects the skin and lungs of the animal, and it can be transmitted to the human beings and it can cause severe skin ulceration. So that disease is very, very dangerous. Then the animal name is cattle. So cattle comprises goat, sheep and cow. And then the name of the disease is brucellosis. Then the name of the pathogen is Brucella abatus. That means that bacteria can cause a reproductive problem in the animal, like abortion, then infertility, then it can cause muscular pain. Finally, it leads to death. Then the third animal name is cattle. The disease name is bovine tuberculosis. Then the pathogen name is Mycobacterium bovis. So bovine tuberculosis. So this bacteria going to affect the intestine of the animal, and it can cause weight loss, then fever, frequent diarrhea, then abdominal pain. So this bacteria which affects the intestine, the bacterial name is Mycobacterium bovis. Finally, the animal name is cattle. Then black leg, Clostridium chanvi. The pathogen name is Clostridium chanvi. So the bacteria cause swelling in the limb. Then it can cause depression. The animal get depressed. Then it cause swelling in the limb, and that condition is called as black leg. So that's all about the bacterial disease in animal. Then I'm going to tell about the bacterial disease in human beings. Finally, I'm going to tell about the human diseases which are caused by bacteria. So cholera is the disease which is caused by the bacteria. The pathogen name is Vibrio cholerae. So the Vibrio cholerae can cause vomiting and diarrhea, that means watery stools, and it leads to death due to the dehydration which happens in the human body. Then typhoid, the name of the pathogen is Salmonella typhi. So the formation of red spots on the chest and abdomen, and it causes severe pain in the abdomen. Then tuberculosis, the pathogen name is Mycobacterium tuberculosis, and it causes severe respiratory problem, and that is called as tuberculosis, and the disease name is called as tuberculosis. Then leprosy, the pathogen name is Mycobacterium leprae. So that bacteria can cause lesions, skin lesions, and it reduces the sensation because it affects the nerves, because it damages the nerves, so it reduces the sensation. Then pneumonia, it is caused by Diplococcus pneumonia. So pneumonia means the inflammation of the air sacs, that is alveolar, and the air sacs, the lungs is filled with fluid due to the bacteria Diplococcus pneumoniae. Then plague, the causative agent is Yersinia pestis. So the bacteria can cause fever, chillness, then weakness, then it can cause bleeding in mouth, rectum, then under the skin. So that disease is very, very dangerous. Then diphtheria, causative agent is Corynebacterium diphtheria. That means the swelling of lymph nodes, especially in the throat. So it causes sore throat and swelling in the lymph nodes due to the action of diphtheria, Corynebacterium diphtheria bacteria. Then tetanus. Tetanus is commonly known as lockjaw. Because the bacteria produces the toxic materials which can affect the nervous system. Due to the nervous system disorder, the muscle contractions are very painful. That is why the tetanus is otherwise called as lockjaw disease. So it is caused by the bacteria Clostridium tetani. Then food poisoning. It is caused by the bacteria Clostridium botulinum. So the bacteria which act on the food, that is the contaminated food. Suppose we have or consume that contaminated food, the bacteria which secretes some protein in our digestive system, and it causes food poisoning. Sometimes it leads to death due to the presence of the bacterial protein in our digestive system. Then syphilis, it is caused by the bacteria Triphonema pallidum. Actually, it is a sexually transmitted disease. It starts with painless sore. So that's all about the economic importance of bacteria. If you have any doubt, please clarify with me. Thank you very much for watching this video. Thank you.